Hello everyone. So welcome to Shower Thoughts episode 1. I hope you've had a warm morning and afternoon, despite the cold weather. So today we're going to talk about the episode 1 of Shower Thoughts. But before I go into that, um, let's talk about the expectations once more. So I think I wasn't clear regarding the application of the AIML. So this is again going to be covered in the second semester, and I'm gonna actually show you the preliminary plans that I have drafted for the second semester. So here we have deep learning. Now for deep learning, I'm still considering whether we should go through with deep learning, just because if you are a freshman, you still haven't gone through calculus yet, which is very essential in learning deep learning. And furthermore, if you are a second year, you would be also behind, in a sense that if we start this early, deep learning, start deep learning early, the chain rule would only be covered like maybe after midterms. And even so, there's already an excellent course being offered in the third years called Intelligent Systems, and it's being handled or being taught by Dr. Vladimir Mariano, which is one of the very best AI practitioners we have here in the Philippines. He's currently the lead tech faculty in the Fulbright University. So it's more of a be patient thing. I don't want this series to be sort of a replacement to what San Carlos already offers, since again GDG is a community, and foremost I think what we should focus on is the interaction between each of us. And what I'm trying to promote here is that let's not take this as like schoolwork or a coursework offered by GDG, but let's treat this interest field as like a community that you could able to talk to higher years, you could able to talk to your peers about AI freely and without like discrimination. So that's what I'm just gonna put out there, so that I don't want everyone to have an unrealistic expectation for second semester. Also, I don't know if you're going to be learning Python yet. If you're going to be learning Python, I'm not going to teach you Python. And every application of AI we're going to have is going to require Python. So I'm not going to encourage you to vibe code your way to AI. I mean, of course you can, but you should learn Python before you vibe code, because you won't be able to diagnose any problems. But we do have very specific plans here. Now, I'm not gonna guarantee everything here, but they're gonna fall into 3 categories. So we have MLOps, optimization, generalization. So these are going to be like specific workshops. So probably short workshops, maybe even less than 30 minutes or less than 1 hour, where we cover each not really sort of a problem, but each subfield or each topic under these 3 main fields, let's say. So like you have MLOps, there could be a workshop on ML flow, because their higher years are already encountering this. I know someone is in 4th year who's really good at ML flow, so we can have her on to conduct a workshop on ML flow. Then you have optimization, which I can personally do a workshop on. You have these 4, like this is still temporary, but these are going to be very specific for very specific problems. So it's kind of like not really a it's not really a shotgun type learning experience. Like if you're gonna learn, for example, dimensionality reduction, you're not gonna be using it in every problem. You're gonna be using it in very specific problems. So of course I'm gonna highlight which problems that it might be required for, but in general, you don't really need to perform, for example, dimensionality reduction. For generalization, however, these are very useful concepts that you should learn, especially k-fold validation, industry standard train test splits, and everything else, dealing with regularization and overfitting. So that's about it, right? So I'm gonna go back to our slides here. So now let's go to the first episode of Shower Thoughts, and it's going to be called Noogler in Space. Okay, so here's the story or parable. So you are a noogler in space when suddenly an alien malware takes over your computer and you lose your guidance algorithm. Now, you are drifting through space without any clue on how to get home. Thankfully, though, you have Gemini with you who can code a new guidance algorithm to bring you home. However, it offers you two possible solutions. First, implement Newton's law of motion, or two, train an AI model to predict your trajectory. Disregarding performance limitations, as let's say, imagine you already have a quantum computer, why do you think artificial intelligence is a bad idea? So, I want everyone to not overthink this question because this is actually a rather simple question that can actually be answered in one sentence, but I encourage you to extrapolate your opinion. So, there's no word limit, there's no sentence limit, just yap about your answer. Now, there's actually a more advanced nuance or like hidden question or hidden like layer in this story that we might get into. But for now, just answer the question, why do you think artificial intelligence is bad in this situation? Like, why we should still use Newton's law of motion. So that's all for episode 1, and I hope everyone is going to have an excellent evening ahead, and I hope you guys wake up early tomorrow for the start of classes. So bye bye.